Well, perhaps the biggest movie of all time. It opens on area screens tonight.
Setting the bar high for a brand new movie. Here to give us the lowdown on Avengers Endgame are film critics Pam Powell and Chuck Koplinski, along with all the spoilers, I assume, right?
Every single one of them.
Give them all away?
You will not have to see this movie after we're done.
That's right, because I don't want to live as they walk out of the studio.
As I understand it, that'll save you like 3 hours, right? It's a long one.
It is a long one.
It goes by very quickly.
Does it?
Has it already set records on pre-sale tickets?
Yes, it has. And like I say, it will be the biggest movie of all time as far as box office is concerned. They're already calling for a $300 million domestic weekend and $700 million globally. That's just for the first 3 days.
Oh,
that's if I've done the math correctly, $1 billion. That's a lot of dollars.
Very good.
Real quick.
7 plus 3. I can do that math on the fly.
But is it worth it?
Is it worth it?
That's why you're here.
And do you agree?
That's the biggest question now,
I think
isn't
that's
it?
easy.
Let me get my boxing gloves.
There we go.
Who wants to start us off?
Chuck is going
Chuck
to.
does?
This is his world.
This is my world. And this thing has been basically 10 years in the making. We finally come to the end of the Marvel Cinematic Universe saga, at least the first one, because we know there will be more. And then we see Tony Stark, Iron Man. At the end of the Infinity War, he was left stranded in outer space. And if you have been living under a rock, let me catch you up. Thanos, the villain, has composed an Infinity Gauntlet with all 6 Infinity Stones, and he decided to wipe out half the life forms in the universe because he knew that all resources were eventually going to run out. This is his environmental policy. The Avengers did their best to combat this, but with a snap of the finger and the wiping out of half the population, more than half of our heroes have disappeared. This movie, they're trying to rectify that, and I'm not going to ruin much, I don't think, by saying that time travel plays a key role in this movie. And this sets up a lot of ingenious things that happen in this movie. The movie basically is about nostalgia. It's about going into the past. It's about trying to do something that we all want to do. Go back and change something in our past that we know is going to have a profound effect on our futures. Every one of the main characters, as well as almost every supporting character over the 22 films that have been in this series, show up in this movie. Wow. And it is quite a trip down memory lane. And they drop us into scenes from other movies. And you have the characters watching themselves from the future, looking at themselves in the past, and commenting on this. So this is all postmodernism. It's all meta. And if you have been involved in this at all, you're going to love this movie. I can't imagine this thing ending better than it does here. I teared up a couple of times. There was one time when there was actually literally a chill that went up and down my spine. Yes, I'm geeking out here.
I wonder what that little wiggle was when you were next to me.
I know, and I think I cheered a couple of times and startled you. But let me tell you, this is all worth it. The investment that you've had in this as far as time is concerned with all the other movies, the emotional investment that some people have had in this, it's all worth it.
And does Michael J. Fox and the hoverboard show up at any point?
Wrong movies.
Oh, I hear time travel, and I automatically assume.
Good try.
There are a lot of great movie references in this film as well, which makes it a lot of fun. I loved this movie. I gave it 4 stars.
Whoa.
I know, crazy.
No boxing gloves?
That's how good it is.
No, I went to the dark side. No, that's a different franchise. No, but it's really good. It's funny. It's smart. It's emotional. The opening scene when we see some of these family members, I won't give that part away, but some of these family members disappear into thin air. It's a beautiful, normal, typical family environment. And I was shocked. You could hear a pin drop. Nobody was breathing in the theater. It was emotionally impactful, and you saw that throughout the entire film. You also saw comedy throughout the entire film. This is smart, and you are connected to all of these heroes if you've seen all 22 or 23 films especially, and you get to know them, and they have definitely gotten to know each other. And there is, to me, it feels like family. It's a family reunion. They fight, they bicker, they make fun of each other, but they always have each other's backs. And when you have Paul Rudd and Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Hemsworth on screen together, it is absolutely laugh out loud funny. This was fun all the way through. 3 hours was plenty, and you needed it.
Go ahead.
How critical is it that you've seen all of the
Not all of them. Not all of them.
Now, we might disagree on that one.
Well,
I mean, I really think in order to understand every single element of this film, you know,
see the previous Avenger films.
Okay. So at 50, 60 hours of your time, then you can see this one.
No. See the first 3 Avenger films, and you'll have a pretty good idea of what's going on. But Pam makes a good point as far as, Infinity War was heavy lifting. It was dour. It was dire. It was depressing. This thing, even though the stakes are, it's a lot of fun. It is really a funny movie.
Everybody's saying someone dies. Someone important dies.
Couple.
Couple.
Not everyone makes it. That's all I'm going to say.
The dog lives.
It's Batman.
That's all we
What
need.
dog?
No.
There's no dog in this
I
movie.
just wanted to make sure Tim was okay with it.
I hate it when animals die.
Wonderful. All right. Well, thank you guys so much.
Thanks for
I'm so
having
glad
us.
they agreed.
I am
So
too.
nice.
There's a look at, is that your website?
That's
Your-
it.
It is.
Oh, there it is. Is that something we need to share?
No, it's just reviews of things that in the past, and also we have things reviewed for Netflix that is on.
Sweet.
And
There they are.
There's their Facebook
New York.
page.
Make sure you give them a like on Facebook, by the way. It's Real Talk with Chuck and Pam.